Dacob here. Welcome to the Fashion Bunker. For those of you who haven't seen my review of the Chanel Pour Monsieur Eau de Parfum, you could check that one out because in that video, and I was in Milan when I was unboxing it and reviewing it, like smelling it almost for the first time because I had smelled it prior to that in the duty-free shop for the first time in that concentration. Then I reviewed it, first impressions, and I said to you, I don't remember anymore, in Milan I was very confused, that I was also going to make a comparison between the Eau de Parfum, Pour Monsieur Eau de Parfum, and the Pour Monsieur Eau de Toilette Concentrée. So, my eye is itchy. So, right now that's what we're going to do. A lot of people have been asking themselves, well, a lot of people who are fans of the Pour Monsieur range by Chanel, is there any difference? Somewhere around 2014 or 13, the Eau de Toilette Concentrée, which is this one, I don't know if you could see at the bottom of the bottle, right down there, it says Concentrée, was produced, you know, all the way to around 2013-14, and then it just, you see, the bottle is the same, the name just changed into Eau de Parfum. Now, I already see a difference in color of liquid. One is more yellowy and one is more green. The Concentré being more yellowy green and the Eau de Parfum being more green. So if I put them the same background, you could see kind of the slight difference in liquid color. On the side, maybe you see it even more. And let's get to the smell. I'm going to keep Eau Concentrée on this side. It's going to go right there. And the Eau de Parfum is going to go right there. Okay, let me come in close. I'm going to spray this one here. It's a very rich sprayer. And then, or atomizer. And the Eau de Parfum, oh. This one is squeaky. Okay, I sprayed twice this one. Let's do one more here. So we have the same intensity. Okay, first things first, this one squirts out a lot more than this one does. No pun intended. Anyway. Similar, but not quite the same. Now, the Eau de Toilette Concentrée is not a version that was made during Chanel's life. Now, during Chanel's living life, the only perfume for men that she made was Pour Monsieur Eau de Toilette with Henri Robert. The Pour Monsieur Eau de Toilette Concentrée came out in '89 and was formulated by Jacques Polge. The top notes are mandarin orange, lavender, and tigre. Then we have middle notes, cardamom and nutmeg. The base notes are vetiver, oak moss, vanilla, and opoponax. I was never a huge fan of Eau de Toilette Concentrée. Well, I mean, there was a period when I used it, and I finished a whole bottle and I got a second bottle, but I would always kind of fight with this perfume because it would really take it a long time to tame itself down on my skin. It would start very aggressive. The nutmeg to me is more like pepper. It's very peppery on my skin. And the cardamom also doesn't really... It's an aggressive smell. It bites me. The oak moss, the vanilla, the opoponax maybe. I don't know what it is. Something in there bites me. The Pour Monsieur Eau de Parfum, however, doesn't. Right off the bat, as you spray it on, it doesn't bite. It's way more pleasant. The Eau de Toilette Concentrée does not remind me of Pour Monsieur Eau de Toilette. The Pour Monsieur Eau de Parfum, however, does remind me of the Pour Monsieur Eau de Toilette it just smells more intense, more concentrated, less green, perhaps. Now, as I said in my review of this video when I was in Milan, it has something porcelainy or marbly, like a creamy, milky marble green, something like what originally was supposed to be Eden by Cacharel. You know, there has been a lot of speculation, a lot of people saying that Chanel perfumes, that Chanel is, saving money. They're cutting, wherever they can to save more and more money, and that's why the perfumes are less and less intense. They don't last long on the skin. Perhaps I can see that happening, but I have to say I do prefer the Eau de Parfum to the Eau de Toilette Concentrée because it's more light, and because it's more tamed, and because it's more sophisticated. It has that green touch of citrusy, maybe it's bergamot. Something in here is so good that this is definitely, together with Egoist, my favorite, like, marketed as pure male fragrance. I hate that, but that's what it is. It's marketed as pure male fragrance by Chanel. This would be my favorite. It beats the Allure, it beats the Edition Blanche, the Sport, all of the flankers imaginable that are out there. This one, to me, definitely beats them, because it even beats Egoist, merely because it's on top. It's like above it as far as production. I mean, it's been made before, kind of. So the age gives it also a couple of points extra. There has been a more concentrated version of Pour Monsieur in the 60s. This one, I haven't smelled that one. This one allegedly kind of comes close to it, I've heard. But there's also a powdery note in there, something very natural in the Eau de Parfum that the Eau de Toilette Concentrée lacks. The Eau de Toilette Concentrée has more of a chemical smell to me. It bites more. It's less pleasant on the skin. It's more intense than the Eau de Parfum on the skin. It smells more like the 90s in a way. This one is more pure. This one is more grounded and rounded in something that is more reminiscent of natural. Mind you, also the Eau de Parfum has definitely some elements in there that smell kind of chemical, but very, 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 very little. The Concentrée almost has something. I mean, the lavender in here is a chemical type of lavender. It almost smells as if it were one of those, little bags of lavender that you could buy, or like transformed lavender, not even the pure plant, but like not mothballs, but not that bad. We're not talking that bad, but like lavender that's been transformed chemically into some substance that is then put in these little satchels, and then you can put them in the wardrobe to prevent moths from coming in. There's a bit of that sort of chemical, oily touch of lavender in here that is lacking in this one completely. This one is more elevated, this one is more in the clouds. This one is more reminiscent of Pour Monsieur Eau de Toilette, definitely. It's just more intense. It's just slightly warmer than the Pour Monsieur Eau de Toilette. This one is a different perfume. This is not Pour Monsieur. It's a totally different perfume. Now I can understand and see how some people might prefer this one. And I do believe, this has nothing to do with racism, but I do believe that darker skin tones would favor this one, because this one is more fleeting. This one has a tendency to stay more. However, on my skin, it turns a bit acidy aggressive. my skin cannot tame it as well as a darker skin tone could tame it. And I think it's about taming the perfume. So the composition in here, chemically speaking, is a bit more strong and powerful than this one. Nevertheless, this one lasts quite a long time on the skin as well. So they're both powerful, but in different ways. This one is more powerful in the sense it bites the nose. This one doesn't. This one might be too weak to some also, you know? But to me, it's just divine. It's just, and it keeps me guessing because it's almost too citrusy green. So it's just on the brink of becoming a bit too, vulgar in a way, but it doesn't. It balances out very, very well. And the Concentree goes beyond the limit of warmth. It's so warm that it kind of becomes hot, and that heat kind of burns something on my skin that doesn't transform it properly. I have to say, okay, I've had this bottle for quite some time now. You know, Chanel kind of repeats their batch code numbers, so this one is definitely a couple of years old. Maybe it also got more concentrated through time, but I do remember the smell of it. It's the smell it always had. It's still there. And it's always kept in darkness. This is batch code 2402. This is from the time when the back of the bottles didn't have any laser cut in or etched or printed Chanel, made in France, Paris, pour Monsieur, cause blah, blah, blah. So this one is kind of clean in the back. It just has its batch code, which is 2402. And the newest one, just purchased like a week ago or so, has, of course, all of the modern Chanel kind of inscriptions in the back. And the batch code is 0301. If you keep your perfumes stored well and safe, you know, no harm will come to them. So this one has not turned bad at all. It's just as intense as it used to be. It's a different fragrance. So here you have your answer, guys. Pour Monsieur Eau de Toilette Concentrée and Pour Monsieur Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, they are different. This one is from the pre-2012 era. This is not a reformulated version of the Concentrée. This is the original version of the Concentrée, Eau de Toilette Concentrée. And this is the now available, as of 2016, version of the Pour Monsieur Eau de Parfum. So if we take these two together, I guarantee you they are different perfumes. This is not the same scent with a different name. It didn't just shift from Eau de Toilette Concentrée to Eau de Parfum. It is the same bottle, but it's a different juice inside. Definitely. So if you like more intense and slightly more chemical smelling Pour Monsieur, you hunt down the Concentrée vintage version. If you're more for the naturalistic approach to Pour Monsieur, that is more reminiscent of what Pour Monsieur used to be originally in the 50s when it first came out, but in a more concentrated, literally Eau de Parfum version, then go for the Eau de Parfum. I am loving it. It's difficult to love because it has that citrus can go a little bit pissy on you, but it sounds awful, but I mean, you got to get used to these smells, these kind of also natural smells and glandy smells, because I think they are also part of our own chemical structure and our own hormonal structure in our bodies. So you got to get used to these smells. I think we can't just exercise our bodies to smell like something artificial that doesn't exist in nature, just so that we could kind of live in the illusion that we're not really animals. But we are. We come from animals, and we have glands, and we have all these smells in our bodies. And it's kind of cool to use this one because this one enhances your own smell. This one doesn't. This one, to me, covers up my smell and kind of, that's why I say it's aggressive. This one covers up my own smell, and it becomes kind of the dominant aspect of me. This one emphasizes and enhances my own natural smell, which I think is amazing, because that's what what I love when perfume does. So I'm sticking to this one, and I will be repurchasing the Pour Monsieur Eau de Parfum. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this perfume comparison video. If you have, please do thumb it up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. No matter which one you choose to wear, no matter how much they might criticize you for it, either smelling too much like the perfume and not enough like you, or too much like you and not enough like the perfume, whatever, wear what you love, and never forget to never give up on love. Love you guys. Bye.